What's going on YouTube? Stealing Likes here, and you guys have caught me once again handing the cookie jar out here trying to snatch me some likes.
And it is officially time for us to throw down those MVP battles. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the challenge button. Obviously, there are some areas in this team that could use a little work. We do have some shared weaknesses, namely the Earthquake between Drapion, Ninetales, and Lucario. And if I Mega Evolve that Gengar, also an Earthquake weakness. So Earthquake can run amok through most of these Pokemon. There is one lucky resistance out of Gourgeist, but I don't know how much I'm going to get to use that. It all depends on what my opponents bring in on this one. Now, for the first battle, we have a Sylveon and Aegislash, which I talked about whenever I talked about MVP candidates. Sharpedo, Moltres, Latios, and Arcanine. Now, if I had to pick and choose here, I would say that Latios should show up. It wouldn't necessarily like Drapion, due to the fact that it's completely... It's going to go for Dragon Pulses on Drapion. I can see that coming. Now, Latios is going to show up. I don't know if Arcanine shows. I think Sharpedo could. I do pack a couple dark weaknesses in addition to some of those problems. Now, what I'm thinking here, Ninetales does well against Aegislash. Ninetales would resist Sylveon and Moltres. Well, one stab on Moltres. I'm not sure exactly what it's packing. I'm thinking Ninetales, Gengar, and Drapion. Let's see here. Can anybody here pack an Earthquake? I'm not certain. But we're going to go with that. I'm not too sure I want to put Moltres in the sunlight, but I'm actually going to lead with that Ninetales. This could come back and bite me later in the match, because as you all know, setting up the sun can hurt you just as much as your opponent. Namely, if Moltres comes in here and starts kicking around in the sun, I've got to find a way to burn out those turns kind of quick. One of those moments where keeping Protect from doubles doesn't hurt my feelings too much. They lead with Moltres. So that's going to be a no good moment right there. It exerts pressure. I exert sunlight. Now, I'm not packing the Heat Rock, so obviously that's why I was getting at 5 turns of burning off sun. However, I'm going to go for a Calm Mind here. I'm not so certain that this thing is going to pack anything I really need to worry about. It's not going to pack water. It might pack a rock or ground move, although I'd be willing to bet this is a special attacker, so I can't see ground type. It might be able to do some kind of ancient power, maybe? I mean, it's a legendary Pokemon. You get weird moves out of legendaries at times. They go for a Heat Wave, just looking to get off some nice resisted damage, honestly. I go for the Calm Mind, and I think I might be able to afford one more Calm Mind now due to that. Let's see. How am I feeling exactly? I'm going to go for another Calm Mind. They might switch out looking to grab a type advantage. No, they keep Heat Waving. Now, if nothing else, I am going to be able to burn off some turns here. But at +2 on both special attack and special defense. Now it comes down to what I want to hit it with. Obviously not a Solar Beam, because it's going to double resist a Solar Beam. I'm thinking about going just for a flat Flamethrower. Let's see here. 149. I got hit to about half, which would put me somewhere around 80. Then hit to 38, which probably did pretty close to over half of that. I could quite possibly afford another Calm Mind. I want to really badly, but then on the follow-up turn, things are not going to go well for me. I am going to use the Flamethrower due to stab. They go for a Heat Wave, which I think Ninetales can do. I probably should have done that with Ninetales. However, this flamethrower might be big and bad. I mean, +2 Calm Mind. Yeah, that's a big and bad flamethrower right there. I just burnt a legendary fire type. It's like burning the torch and killing it. Unfortunately, I forgot all about the life orb on my Pokemon, so that didn't go so hot. Next up, I'm feeling Drapion. I am. I'm feeling Drapion. I'm going to go into it. I have no idea what my opponent's going into, which is kind of threatening. Latios. Perfect timing. So right here, I am not swords dancing. I am knocking off something. Probably... Oh, missed the Draco Meteor and murdered with the knockoff. So my opponent... Oh, packing an Assault Vest. I've seen that a couple of times. I do think it's an interesting choice. It's not a bad choice. It's just interesting. But now, I've got a Sharpedo in front of me. And part of me wants to knock off whatever Sharpedo's carrying, despite the fact I'm really not afraid of it. I probably should be, but I feel like Gengar is sitting in the background, capable of picking up the pieces. So what I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to go for a Stab Poison Jab. I didn't have time to set up the Swords Dance, unfortunately. It goes for an Ice Beam. Huh. I do want to see. Okay. It gets off the Ice Beam. I get off the Poison Jab. I do want to know if this thing has Rough Skin. It does. Which almost evens that score. Sunlight's gone. And I heal back up over half. Now, if this thing has a Water-type move, it's going to use it right now. I will go for just another straight Poison Jab. My opponent goes for a Hydro Pump. Misses. Wow. 2 attacks missed in this battle. Now, that was interesting. I didn't know if Sharpedo would come or not. But me and my opponent throw down. I actually go up 2-0, thanks to 2 misses. I do feel pretty lucky in that regard, as I think without the Draco Meteor miss, I probably would have gone 1-0. Probably. Because Carvana would have been able to, well, Sharpedo would have been able to clean up after all that. But you guys, I've got round 2 coming in 5 seconds, so you sit tight, and I will be right back. Just hit that challenge button once again, so we're getting ready to go into round 2. Now, as you guys saw in the last round, team didn't do that badly. However, the team that I faced off against could have been built a little bit more to do damage to me. Aegislash, Mawile, Greninja, Garchomp, Gyarados, and Infernape. Now, Garchomp's coming because I don't have a Fairy or an Ice type, which is unfortunate. Greninja will probably show up. Not the biggest fan of that. However, if I had to guess, it'd be Garchomp, Aegislash, maybe Gyarados if that's a walling Gyarados. Because I can't tell what's a wall here. And I don't know, they could have brought 2 different steel types as walls. However, Ninetales is going to be able to deal damage to both. I have to pack Ninetales to do the 2 different steel types. And I'm thinking about leading with it, even though Infernape could come out there and ruin things. I'm going to go with Ninetales, Gengar, because Gengar packs fun things. And what do I have for that Garchomp? I don't have anything for that Garchomp. Let's see here. Neutral water, neutral grass. The weak to ice, weak to fairy, weak to dragon. Did I pack the Dragon Pulse on Lucario? Would be the only question at this point. Sorry about that. 1 second. I do not. So, I am going to bring in a Ninetales lead, a Gengar follow-up. No, you know what? This is MVP Monday. We got to give everybody a chance to shine here. So I'm actually going to bring Archeops and Gourgeist behind the Ninetales. I know it sounds crazy, however, they can play against my opponent's strengths here. Namely, if that Garchomp doesn't lock into an Outrage, it's probably going to go for Earthquakes. Gyarageist does well against those. But I do want to see what they lead with. They lead with the Garchomp. So, highly unfortunate for me, not so much for my opponent. Now, first things first, I'm actually going to swap straight into Archeops. Now, what next? I go for a Rock Tomb. Oh, predicting the switch? I have a feeling that was a little switch prediction. Alright, well, Archeops has been annihilated due to the prediction. That was a good prediction on my opponent's part. Now, they will resist a Stone Edge. Might resist a U-turn, but I doubt it. Aerial Ace, don't resist it. Earthquake. If we're going for non-steps, I'm going Earthquake, even though I'm probably outsped now as well. Yep, I am outsped. That's Archeops down, which is a problem. Especially if they brought that Infernape. Now, going into Gourgeist, because Garchomp is officially a threat, I'm hoping this is Scarf Chomp. No, it's not Mega Garchomp though. It's packing a Dragon Fang, which is interesting. So, first up, I'm going to go for a Bullet Seed. Just get some damage out there. And, I mean, it's neutral stab, so I could do worse. Oh, well, maybe not. Let's see what we got next here. They're probably going for the Outrage, if I had to guess. They go for the Sword Stance. This is going to go poorly. I can see that one coming. Now, Shadow Sneak or Bullet Seed, because the Bullet Seed really didn't do all that great. The Bullet Seed can't do better than the Shadow Sneak, in my opinion. So, getting the first hit to go down, I'm hoping, yeah, I get it under half, which, not the worst. Ooh, a crit, and hit 3 times. Garchomp decides to go for a Rock Tomb. Oh, I like it. I do like it. Because even though it dwarfs my speed a little, that tells me that there are weird things going on with this Garchomp. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go for the priority Shadow Sneak. Hope I can get some good damage in. I mean, maybe not, but hopefully. Well, I just take rough skin damage and kind of deal out a little bit to myself. So, eating up that citrus berry, keeping myself around for a little while, it goes for the Outrage. So they were waiting to lock in until they knew they could hit a pretty good range. And that right there is a good range. Next up is Ninetales. He comes back in to revive the Sunlight. Now, I should be faster, I should be meaner, and I should be able to kill with an extra sensory. Actually, I could kill with a single resistance flamethrower due to the dragon type. So, I will actually go with, I'll go with a solar beam. It's neutral. Maybe if they're packing a special attacker after this, I can buff out a Calm Mind and hopefully bring Ninetales to a sweeping stance. Because that's about my only, actually not about, that's my only hope in this match, is to sweep. However, I don't know what follows that up. Although, Mawile. Mawile is good news for me. So I'm just going to go straight into the flamethrower. That should be a dead Mawile. Mega Evolves in my face, and it's just looking to get off some true damage right here. However, I resist both of its stabs. Goes for the Sucker Punch. Not bad. Oh, and crits. Completely crushes my hopes right there. However, good match set up to my opponent. Now, as far as the MVP candidate goes in this one, it's Drapion. There's no other vote for me in this one. I know that the Draco Meteor missed. However, Drapion put down hardcore work in match 1, whereas match 2 took 3 Pokemon to get 1 kill. So definitely my vote goes to Drapion. You guys make sure to drop your votes below on who you think is MVP. And without further ado, I'm getting out of here. You guys have a nice night, and I will see you tomorrow with 2 more.